got St. Joseph's versus St. Michael's. Starting with.
Good evening and welcome to the 2018 AA Boys Volleyball Championship hosted by Sydenham High School. Regional hosted the name of the site for this consolation quarterfinal match between St. Joseph's, who will be the guests on the scoreboard, and St. Michael's, who will be the home team on the scoreboard. Before we do any further introductions, we'd like to acknowledge our sponsors who helped make this event possible. The Limestone District School Board, Sarah Candace Real Estate, Catherine Booth Photography, Boston Pizza, Rebel Ford, Tuesday Schoolland in Sydenham, South Frontenac Township, Webb and Smith Construction, and Subway. And now the player introductions. Introducing first, St. Joseph's from GBSSA. Number 1, Ronan McCarroll. Number 2, Braden Burdick. Number 3, thank you. But it's nice how you're going to sit flat. That's good. Number 1, Owen Phillips. Number 2, Tyler Dennis. Number 8, Thomas DeShane. Number 7, Giuliano Foster. Number 12, Mitchell Black. Number 2, Skeets Green. Number 10, Danny Justin. Number 11, Evan Lino. Number 5, Demaric McCullough. Number 9, James Smith. Number 3, Braden Walsh. Number 4, Talon Zecca. And Coach Greg Advansky. Coach Mike Prentice. And now introducing St. Michael's from Wausau. Number 1, Rona McCarroll. Number 2, Braden Burdett. Number 3, Tyson Jurgen. Number 4, Gibber Berger. Number 5, Sean Chisholm. Number 6, Tate Galler. Number 7, Cohen Lasauter. Number 8, Connor Myron. Number 9, Mark Manzano. Number 11, Connor Hill. Number 12, Peyton Schooley. Number 12, Dean Simon. And number 14, Liam McCann. Coaches, Carolyn Bell and Coach Brian Cocker.
Okay, Michael's is going to be starting. For St. Joseph's. The score is now 1 St. Joseph's and 0
for St. Joseph, 0 for boys. That brings the score to 2-1 in favor of St. Michael's. The serving team, St. Joseph's. The score is now St. Joseph's 1 to St. Michael's 3. St. Michael's with now 4 points. And St. Joseph's with only 1. St. Joseph's goes to Spike. Point St. Joseph's. The score now 4-2 in favor of St. Michael's. St. Joseph's go to serve. And the serve does not go over the net. That is 5 St. Michael's to 2 St. Joseph's. St. Michael's is now serving, number 14. And St. Joseph's spikes it, but it's blocked by St. Michael's. Goes back over. And that's another point for St. Michael's, bringing them to 6-2. St. Joseph's brings it over. A hot set for it. And it's over. That brings it to 3 St. Joseph's and 6 St. Michael's. St. Michael's now at 7 points, while St. Joseph's is at 3. St. Joseph's. And a spike from St. Michael's is saved. Ooh. Blocked by the net, bringing it to 8 St. Michael's and 3 St. Joseph's. And that is out on St. Michael's, bringing it to 8-4 in favor of St. Michael's. St. Michael's in the lead, nearly doubling the score of St. Joseph's currently. St. Joseph spikes, and it's blocked. Net violation brings it to 9-4 in favor of St. Michael's. Just barely over the net, bringing it up to 4, and it is spiked. Beautiful. 9-5. St. Michael's at 9. St. Joseph's just now getting to 5. It's a set. It goes over just barely. Number 13. Saved yet again by St. Joseph's. Oh, and the spike is blocked. That's yet another point for St. Joseph's, bringing it to 9-6. Beautiful play by St. Joseph's. Out on St. Michael's, bringing it to 9-7. St. Joseph's is catching up. Another point, St. Joseph's. 9-8. St. Joseph's might just take the lead here. Served. And it's still in. St. Joseph's spikes. And it's in. That's 9-9, bringing it to a tie game here. St. Michael's at 9 and St. Joseph's at 9. It goes out, bringing it to 10-9 in favor of St. Michael's. The ball goes out. Yet another point for St. Michael's, bringing it to 11-9. Goes out on St. Michael's, bringing it to 11-10. St. Joseph's catching up yet again. Number 4 goes to serve. St. Joseph sets it. The spike is good, bringing it to 11-11, a tie game here at the Constellation. Number 4 serves again. And it's in, bringing it to 11-12 in favor of St. Joseph's. Promising game for their team. Another point for St. Joseph's off of the serve. Number 4 with an amazing form, serving almost exclusively for points. It's set, and the spike is defended. Another spike defended. It's picked up by St. Joseph's, and they defend it. Yet another spike from St. Michael's, and it goes out. That's 12 points St. Michael's to 13 points St. Joseph's. Both teams doing an amazing job here. And it's spiked, hitting off of the St. Michael player's arm and going out, leading the St. Joseph's team to 14 points to 12 points St. Michael's. The ball just barely getting in, brings it to 15 points St. Joseph's and 12 points St. Michael's. The ball doesn't go over the net off serve, bringing it to 13-15 in favor of St. Joseph's. St. Joseph sets it. And the spike is good. Another point for St. Joseph's. The score now 13-16. St. Joseph's in the lead. Number 14, Liam McCann, goes to serve. The spike is set, blocked by number 14, and it's volleyed over. A spike on number 1, Ronan McCarroll. Beautiful spike. The score is now 15-16 in favor of St. Joseph's. It's set. The ball's saved. Point St. Joseph's. The score now 15-17 in favor of St. Joseph's. It's set. The spike is blocked by number 3. Tyler Deans. Beautiful block. And the set goes to... No, timeout was called. The score now 15-18 in favor of St. Joseph's. Will St. Michael's be able to pull ahead? St. Joseph's serving. It's over the net and set. A spike from St. Michael's brings it to 16-18. St. Joseph's just arms reached away. Number 1 from St. Michael's, Ronan McCarroll, goes to serve. Number 4 starts it. 13 over the net. Saved by St. Joseph's, goes to... The spike is blocked, defended again, and 13 spikes it, but it is defended as well. The spike goes in. St. Michael's now catching up to St. Joseph's, 17-18. This game is close. St. Joseph sets it. The spike goes in. Beautiful spike. 17-19. St. Joseph's pulling ahead once again. Number 8 serving. It's set. It hits the net, bringing the score to 17-20. St. Joseph's in the lead by only 3 points. Service blocked and brings it to 17-21. St. Joseph's just about to win the set. Another timeout is called. They have 1 minute. St. Michael's is at 17 points currently. St. Joseph's is at 21. They need 4 points to catch up. Can they do it? The Jaguars ready on the right side of the court. St. Michael's taking their time. And here they come. Just 10 more seconds until the game starts here. Serving is number 8. Set by number 12. Blocked by number 3. Amazing block by St. Joseph. It was a net violation, leading St. Michael's to gain a point, 18-21, which now has gone to 18-22 due to St. Michael's serving an out. St. Joseph's just 4 points ahead once again. It's set, number 13 goes. St. Joseph sets it again. A dangerous spike. It's in. That's 23 points for St. Joseph's and 18 points for St. Michael's. Just 2 points and they will win the set. St. Michael's needs 5 points to catch up. The serve is good. A beautiful spike, giving St. Michael's another point and bringing it to a 4-point lead. St. Joseph's fumbles the ball a little and brings St. Michael's to 20 points. 3-point lead from St. Joseph's. St. Michael's is catching up fast. The serve is good. It's set, number 12 spikes. It's saved. And the beautiful spike. St. Joseph's at 24 points, 4 points ahead of St. Michael's. Just 1 more point, and they will win the game. He serves out, bringing it to 21-24. They need 3 points to catch up, 4 points to win the game. That means 4 consecutive points. St. Michael's number 13 is serving. The serve is good. It's volleyed. The spike is defended. Another spike from St. Michael's. 22-24, St. Michael's catching up. St. Joseph's needs just 1 point to win this set. Will they do it? St. Michael's serves again. Service is good. Net violation on St. Joseph's, bringing it to 23-24. St. Michael's catching up very quickly. Another timeout. 1 more minute. Just 20 more seconds until the next round will start. The Jags are ready, and so are the Warriors. St. Joseph serves it, winning the set, 25-23. A very close game for St. Michael's, nearly catching up. A couple seconds of break time before the next set starts. St. Joseph's in the lead with 1. St. Michael's behind with 0. We are now waiting for the next set to begin. St. Joseph's pulling ahead in the last game, but just barely as St. Michael's nearly caught up at 23 points. The Jags are ready. The Warriors stand up. They're ready, heated from their last set loss. Both teams look extremely ready for this set. Yeah. Good. And the serve goes out, leaving St. Joseph's at 1 point. Incorrect. That leaves St. Michael's at 1 point. St. Joseph's tries to set the ball, and it's out again. 2 points, St. Michael's, 0 points, St. Joseph's. St. Michael's in the lead. Hope is good for their next set. Service from number 8. Net violation brings it to 2-1 in favor of St. Michael's. Another point for St. Michael's brings them to 3-1. St. Michael's trying their best to pull ahead and get this set won. If they lose this set, it will be game over for St. Michael's. Or maybe not. Another point for St. Michael's brings it to 4-1. St. Michael's in the lead with 3 points. Number 14 serves. The ball is defended by St. Michael's, bringing it to 5 points. St. Michael's. They pulled ahead by 4 points. Number 14 serves. Amazing spike by number 9, bringing it to 6-1. 6 for St. Michael's, 1 for the guest, St. Joseph Jaguars. St. Michael's are ahead by 5 points. St. Joseph's going to have to pick it up to catch up. 14 serves again, and it's out. 6-2. St. Joseph's picking up the speed. Serve. The ball is out. That's 7-2. Yet again at a 5-point lead for St. Michael's. Number 1 is serving from St. Michael's team. The serve isn't defended, and it brings the score to 8-2. 6 points ahead, St. Michael's. And a timeout. Just a minute on the clock. Both teams deciding what they should do next. St. Joseph's has some catch-up to play with 6 points ahead of them. Jaguars are ready. Warriors are ready. St. Michael's pulling ahead. They have serve. Number 1 serving again. And the serve is good. Defended beautifully by St. Joseph's. A spike from number 5 hits the net, bringing it to 8-3. St. Joseph's behind by 5 points. St. Michael's over the net. Another point for St. Michael's. They're ahead by 6 points now. 9-3. St. Joseph's has some catching up to do. Service by number 5. It goes out, leading the score to become 9-4. Just 5 points ahead from St. Michael's. Just 5 points behind. And the spike goes out. The spike is in. Leading it to 10 points. St. Michael's, 4 points for St. Joseph's. 6-point lead. Service on number 9. It's volleyed. And the spike is defended. Number 5 volleys over. It hits the ceiling. This brings the score to 11-4. 7 points ahead. St. Joseph's needs to catch up at this point. 14 puts it over. Beautiful. 12-4. St. Michael's pulling through as hard as they can this game, bringing them up to a 8-point lead. Another spike defended by St. Michael's. 9-point lead. An amazing set for St. Michael's. St. Michael's spikes it, bringing it to 14-4, 10 points ahead. St. Michael's serves it out, 14-5. St. Joseph's is going to have some serious catching up to do if they're going to have to beat St. Michael's in this set. Thirteen spikes it out. 14-6. St. Michael's 14, St. Joseph's 6. A spike goes out. Another point for St. Joseph's. They're now just 7 points away from catching up with St. Michael's. Speeding up. St. Michael's spikes it over. It's defended, and St. Joseph's gets another point. Now they are 6 points behind St. Michael's. Can they pull through? It's served. It goes over. St. Joseph's defends. A spike defended improperly, and it goes over and out, meaning St. Joseph's gets a point. 14-9. St. Michael's in the lead now with only 5 points ahead of them. Spike by number 8. 15-9. 6 points ahead. St. Michael's trying to get that lead again. Number 13 serves. Beautiful service. It spikes. Number 8 spikes it over, leading them to another point. 16-9. 7 points ahead. They're taking their lead again. Point St. Joseph's, leading the score 16-10, 6 points of lead for St. Michael's. Service for St. Joseph's. Number 8 spikes it. Another point for St. Michael's, bringing them to a 7-point lead on St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's has 7 points to catch up to. Number 8 serving again. Service for number 8. Doesn't go over the net, bringing it to a 6-point lead for St. Michael's, 17-11. Number 12 is serving for the Jaguars. The serve is good, goes out. 18-11. Another 7-point lead for St. Michael's. They need just 7 more points to win this set. Number 14's ready. The serve is good. St. Joseph sets it. A spike that goes out. St. Michael's will get another point. They need just 6 points to win this set. As St. Joseph's falls behind by 8 points. They need 8 points to catch up to St. Michael's. The ball is spiked. It's in. St. Joseph's with 12 points. St. Michael's with 19 points. Just a 7-point difference. We've seen St. Michael's last set catch up from St. Joseph's good. Service is good. Goes over. Point for St. Michael's. 20 points to 12 points. 8-point lead on St. Michael's. 8-point lead for St. Michael's here. 5 more points, and the set is won for St. Michael's. Number 1 serves. St. Joseph's gets a point. Net violation. 20-13. 7-point lead. St. Joseph serves. Excellent rally. The ball hits the net and it goes to 21-13. They need 8 points to catch up to St. Michael's. St. Joseph's at 13. St. Michael's at 21. '14 sets it, and the spike is blocked. 21-14. Now only 7 points behind. St. Joseph's catch up. The serve is good. And it's spiked. Number 8 spikes it. 22 points to 14 points. They need just 3 points. And the set is won. Number 9 is ready to serve. He serves it. Service is good. The net is touched by the ball, bringing it to 23 points St. Michael's and 14 points St. Joseph's. They need to make 9 points and soon, or this set is won. And it's over the net. It goes over again, the spike. 8 with a dangerous spike, leading it to 24 points to 14 points, another 10-point lead. This is looking like a win for St. Michael's. A fake out spike leads the St. Michael's team to win 25-14. An 11-point lead. Let's see how far they can take this win. Switching sides. St. Michael's will now be on the left side of the court, while St. Joseph's will be on the right side of the court. Black jerseys with red accents and blue jerseys with yellow accents. the third set. St. Michael's on the left side. Blue jerseys with yellow accents, and St. Joseph's on the right side. Black jerseys with red accents. Different players on the court for St. Joseph's. St. Michael's is ready, and so is St. Joseph's for the third set in this match. St. Michael's pulled ahead in the last match by 10 points in a 25 to 14 lead, which is actually 11 points, excuse me. And in the previous set, St. Joseph's won by just 2 points in a 25 to 24 lead. Both teams very excellent at volleyball. Fourteen sets it and one spikes it, it's blocked. St. Joseph's with 1 point, pulling ahead in the start of the game. Promising start for this set. Service for by number 12, St. Joseph's, 1 point ahead. St. Michael's defends the serve, and the spike goes out. 2 points in the lead for St. Joseph's. 1. That's another point for St. Joseph's. 3 points in the lead now. Very promising start for this team. It goes out, giving St. Michael's 1 point and St. Joseph's 3 points. Serve goes out from St. Michael's. 1-4. St. Joseph's in the lead by just 3 points. Looking very reminiscent of their last game. 14 sets it for 5. 5 tips it over. 2 points for St. Michael's. 4 points for St. Joseph's. St. Michael's, number 14 with a serve. And the serve is good. Number 5 puts it over the net. Number 14 sets 5. Just barely misses the spike, putting it to 2 points to 5 points, St. Joseph's. The spike is blocked. 14 sets it again. 9. The spike is blocked again, bringing it to 2-6. A 4-point lead for Team St. Joseph's. The service is good. He sets it. It goes back over the net. And it's not saved. It goes out. The scoreboard is unplugged in the meanwhile. The scoreboard is back on. 2 points for St. Michael's, 6 points St. Joseph's. Very promising start for the St. Joseph's team. Number 1 serves. The service is good. St. Joseph's just barely not defending that last serve, bringing it to 3 points. St. Michael's, 6 points. St. Joseph's. Only a 3-point lead. Actually, scratch that. It is 4 points. St. Michael's, 6 points. St. Joseph's, just a 2-point lead. St. Michael's has caught up to that before. They can do this. St. Michael's defends another spike, bringing it to 5-6. An amazing defense. A timeout. Yellow card, not a timeout. Number 14. 5 points, home, 6 points, guest. Home being St. Michael's, guest being St. Joseph's. It's set for number 5. This spike is blocked. It goes out. That's 6 points, St. Michael's, 6 points, St. Joseph's. A tied game here. St. Michael's has caught up and St. Joseph's has to defend their next serve. Number 1. Just barely misses the service here. 6 points, St. Michael's, 7 points, St. Joseph's, just grabbing the lead now. Number 5 serves. And the service is good. Set by number 14, and a spike! Number 5 spikes it into the other end's court and brings it to 7-7, another tie. The closest game we've had so far. It's set again for number 12. Net violation brings it to 8 points, St. Michael's, and 7 points, St. Joseph's. Service from number 5. The service hits the net. That is now 8-8, a tied game here. The St. Joseph Jaguars are on the right side of your court, and the St. Michael's team is on the left side, just to clarify. Point to St. Joseph, net violation, 8-9, St. Joseph's pulling in the lead. Number 11 from St. Joseph's is going to serve. And the service is good. 14 sets the ball for 13. 13 service blocked. And St. Joseph's gets the point. Too many taps on the St. Michael's side. 2-point lead from St. Joseph's. Pulling ahead once again. Very reminiscent of the start of this game. 11 serves. And it goes out. It's on St. Michael's. This is another point for St. Joseph's. A 3-point lead. Will St. Joseph's take this third set, sorry. Service from the number 11. 14 sets again. And the save from St. Joseph's is beautiful. Saved again. Number 10 spikes. The spike is blocked. 14 sets it. 13 spikes. And it goes out on St. Joseph's. St. Michael's now at 9 points. St. Joseph's at 11 points. Only a 2-point lead by St. Joseph's. St. Michael's has caught up before in a situation like this. Let's see if they can do it again. 9 serves. And a fake spike. St. Michael's with another point, bringing it to 10-11, just 1 point away from catching up with St. Joseph. St. Joseph sets. A spike from number 13 is defended. Set. And a spike from number 8 gives another point to St. Michael's. 11-11. An even game once again. A very close match. Amazing effort shown from both teams. Number 11 now going off, and number 1 replacing him on St. Joseph's. The ball goes out on St. Joseph's. It is a lead for St. Michael's, the first in this set. Service from number 9. It's set for St. Joseph's. And a spike from number 8. It goes out. 12-12. Another tie. An incredibly close game. Both teams trying their hardest to get this third set in the bag. Number 14 sets it. Number 13 spikes, and it goes out. That's 1 point lead for St. Joseph's. St. Michael's at 12 points, St. Joseph's at 13. A spike from number 8. Beautiful. Just barely not defended. 13-13 is the score. Service from number 13. It's set. St. Michael's tries their hardest to get the ball over the net, but they just can't. And it goes to 13-14, a 1 point lead for St. Joseph's. Number 12 serving on St. Joseph's end. The serve goes out. Another tie. Number 8 serving on St. Michael's team. Number 1 sets it. Number 4 sets it. And it's spiked on St. Joseph's. Beautiful spike from number 2. Brings it to a 1 point lead on St. Joseph's side. 14 St. Michael's, 15 St. Joseph's. Number 10 is serving on St. Joseph's end. Service is good. Point St. Joseph's for lift. $14 points currently for St. Michael. St. Joseph's has 16 points. Just a 2 point lead. Can St. Michael come back? Number 10 goes for service. And it's good. Number 14 sets. Number 5 has a block spike. They just try to get a little lead and they cannot. 14-17. St. Joseph's in the lead by just 3 points. Number 10 serving. Misses his mark and it does not go over the net. 15-17, a 2 point lead for St. Joseph's. It's evident that both teams are trying their hardest here. 14 serves and it is good. A lift from number 5 brings St. Michael's another point. 16-17 now. Number 14 serves again. Good service. It's spiked by number 2, and it goes over. That's a 2 point lead once again for St. Joseph's. 18 points St. Joseph's, 16 points St. Michael's. Service from number 2, and it's out. That's a point for St. Michael's there. 17 St. Michael's, 18 St. Joseph's. A very, very close game. Both teams tiring out. Spike from number 5 brings another point to St. Joseph's. That's a 2-point lead again. 17 points St. Michael, 19 points St. Joseph's. Number 5 is serving for St. Joseph's. The service is good. 14 brings it over the net. 4 sets, and a spike from number 11 leads a 3-point lead. St. Joseph's is picking up their speed here. Clearly tired of this set. They don't want to go on any longer. They are trying their hardest to get through this win. St. Michael's has a little bit of catching up to do, but it's nothing they haven't done or won't be able to do. They could do this here. And just as easily, St. Joseph's could take this win as well. The Jaguars are fired up and ready. They're getting on the court. The Warriors taking their time, likely readjusting their strategy and getting an idea of how they're going to get these 3 points. Number 8 is now off the court and is now benched. Service from number 5. And a set goes into a spike. Number 9 brings it 18 to 20. 18 points St. Michael's. St. Joseph's at only a 2-point lead here. 20 points. Number 5 serves. Good service. It goes over the net, back to St. Michael's. St. Michael's passes it up. Oh, and the spike is blocked. Another point St. Joseph's. 4 points and they win this set. St. Michael's needs 3 points to catch up and 7 points to win. Service is good from number 12. Goes over, and it's in. St. Michael's makes another point. They need just 2 more to catch up with St. Joseph's here. 19 points to 21 points. Number 9, ready to serve. It hits the net. That's another point for St. Joseph's. 22 points to 19 points. They need just 3 more points to win this game. Number 4 serves very well. 14 puts it over the net. Point for St. Michael's. Now at 20 points to 22 points. A 2-point lead from St. Joseph's. St. Michael's needs only 5 points, while St. Joseph's needs 3. A little bit of catching up to do, but nothing that they couldn't handle. The spike blocked. One spike hit it, it's blocked again. And the ball goes out. 23 points St. Joseph's, 20 points St. Michael's. A 3-point lead. St. Joseph's needs only 2 points to win this set. Another timeout is called. 1 minute until they come back on the court. the Jaguars are ready. And here, the Warriors, hands in the circle, they are ready as well. They need 3 points to catch up to St. Joseph's and 5 points to win, while St. Joseph's only needs 2 points to win. Service from number 12. And the serve is out. That's 1 point for St. Michael's. St. Michael's now catching up. 2 points is all they need to be on tie with St. Joseph. Number 8 is serving. The serve goes over. Just barely defended by St. Joseph. Incoming spike from number 1. The spike is defended. 8 keeps the ball in. The bite. St. Joseph's gets a point. They need 1 more point to win this set. 3-point lead from St. Michael's. St. Michael's needs 4 points right now. 4 consecutive points or they will not win this set. 10 serves. It doesn't go over the net. That's 1 point for St. Michael's. 22-24. 22 for St. Michael's, 24 for St. Joseph's. Number 14 serves. He's ready. It goes over. It hits the ceiling. 25 points for St. Joseph's. They've won another set. St. Michael's is only 3 points behind them. But that was 3 points too many. Beautiful game from both teams. They're now switching sides again. Ready for the next set as we go into set number 4. Preparing for the 4th set here. We have the St. Joseph's Jaguars on the left side of the court and the St. Michael's Warriors on the right side of the court. St. Michael's in blue jerseys with yellow accents and St. Joseph's in black jerseys with red accents. St. Joseph's is ready. They're ready for this 4th set, and St. Michael's is shortly behind them. Very, very excited for this next set. Both teams equally matched. And the Warriors are ready as well. Taking their places on the court, the Warriors and the Jaguars. Service goes to the Warriors. Number 1 is going to serve. Services for St. Joseph's, actually. number 4 from St. Joseph's will be serving towards the St. Michael's team. And number 9 spikes, but it's defended perfectly from St. Joseph's, and it's another great rally. 1 point St. Joseph's, 0 points St. Michael's. Four serves it, 14 sets it, and 5 spikes it down. That is 1-1 tie game. Number 5 serves it. The service is good, and it goes out of St. Joseph's. Beautiful serve from number 5, bringing it to a 1-point lead on St. Michael's side. Number 5 serves, and it hits the ceiling. That's another point for St. Michael's. Oh, rather, St. Michael's hit the net, and that brings it to a 2-2 tie. Number 10 saves the ball. 4 hits it over the net, and it is set for number 8, and number 8 spikes it in. Number 8 with consistent, beautiful spikes. 3 points for St. Joseph's. No, for St. Michael's. Warriors and the Jaguars just 1 point behind. Four points for St. Michael's, rather, and 1 point for St. Joseph's. I was right, it did hit the ceiling earlier. 5 serves it. Just barely over the net, and it's spiked by number 9, but that's a point for St. Michael's right there. Goes out off of the number 10's hands. A 4-point lead for St. Joseph's, for St. Michael's, rather. The score is currently 5 St. Michael's, 1 St. Joseph's. 5 prepares for his serve. Just makes it over the net. And a spike from St. Michael's brings it to 6-1. St. Michael's brings it back. Another large lead right off the bat, like in the second set. Will they be able to pull off what they had in the second set? A minute of timeout. The Jaguars are ready, and the Warriors will soon be behind them. 24 seconds left in our timeout here. The crowd very excited, and so is everybody watching, I bet. Number 5 is serving from St. Michael's. Service is good. The Jaguars defending that serve beautifully. $14 sets it. 9 spikes it. The spike goes out on St. Joseph's. That's a 6-point lead for St. Michael's. Another huge lead like they took in the second set. And they just keep dragging it ahead. Number 5 serves again. Number 8 defends the serve, but it goes out, leading to a point for St. Joseph's. Now they are in a 5-point lead, 7 points for St. Michael's, 2 points to St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's number 12 serving. The ball goes under the net, leading it to an 8-2 game. 8 points for St. Michael's and 2 points for St. Joseph's. 6-point lead. Number 9 serves. 14 sets for 8. 8 sets back to 14. The set is good. 9-2. St. Michael's in the lead by 7 points. Number 9 readying his serve. And he sets it. A spike from number 13 is defended by number 4. Number 5 spikes it over. That's another point for St. Joseph's, bringing it to a 9-3 game. 9 for St. Michael's, 3 for St. Joseph's. That's a 6-point lead. Number 9 hits it over the net, and it's another point for St. Michael's. 7-point lead. 10-3 in favor of St. Michael's. Number 2 spikes it, and it's defended just the wrong way, and it's another point for St. Joseph's. 10-4, 6-point lead, St. Michael's. Number 2 has a really good serve. And 1 spikes it. A beautiful spike from number 1, bringing it to a 11-point lead. Not an 11-point lead, rather a 7-point lead at 11 points. 11-4. Will St. Joseph's catch up? Point St. Joseph's. 11 points St. Michael's, 5 points St. Joseph's currently. Number 5 will serve. St. Joseph's just barely doesn't go over it. 12 points St. Michael's, 5 points St. Joseph's. That's a 7-point lead again. St. Michael's very good at holding their leads when they get into it. Number 4 sets it. Six points St. Joseph's, 12 points St. Michael's, now at 13 points. That's 7-point lead again. Number 1 ready to serve. Number 4 sets it. Number 8 spikes, and it's defended by number 9. Beautiful defense from number 9 leads to another point for St. Michael's. 14-6. St. Michael's in the lead by 8 points, pulling even further ahead. Number 1 serving again. Amazing service from number 1. And that's a point for St. Joseph's. 7-point lead again. St. Joseph's trying their best to catch up. And with another serve, number 5 spikes it, just barely getting defended. And number 9 spikes it. This one goes through. Another point for St. Michael's. 15 points to 7 points. the 8-point lead. St. Joseph's will be on the left side of the court and St. Michael's on the right. That ball goes out. 15 points for St. Michael's, 8 points St. Joseph's. Beautiful play on both sides of the courts. Number 9, sir. Beautiful spike. Just barely making it over the net. Number 8 sets. 13 spikes, and it's in. Another point, St. Michael's. Another ball rolls onto the court. Number 9 will pick it up and serve that. Number 9 serves. And it's defended by St. Michael's. That is 17 points St. Michael's, 8 points St. Joseph's. St. Michael's pulling as far ahead as possible, trying not to let this win slip through their hands. Another 1-minute timeout before we get back into the 4th set. St. Joseph's Jaguars on the court, ready to begin the next, to continue this set. And St. Michael's Warriors soon behind them. St. Michael's with the serve. Number 9 serves it, and it's in. An amazing serve from number 9, leading to a 10-point lead against St. Joseph's. St. Michael's is at 18 points, while St. Joseph's is at 8 points. A set from number 4, a spike from number 5, and it's defended by St. Michael's, but it goes out. Now at a 9-point lead, St. Michael's needs just 7 points to win this game, and St. Joseph's needs 16. Bringing it to an 8-point lead. It's pumped over the net. 2 recovers it. The ball goes out. That's another point for St. Michael's, bringing them even further in a lead to 9-point lead. 19 points St. Michael's, 10 points St. Joseph's. Yet another beautiful St. Michael's game where they are taking the lead and they are holding it. The service is good. St. Michael's makes another point. That's 20-10, a 10-point lead for St. Michael's. St. Michael's needs just 5 points. If they can make this, it goes down to 4. Number 1 spikes it over. That's just 4 points to win the game. 11-point lead against St. Joseph's. Getting hype, boys. Getting hype. Number 13 serves. Excellent service from number 13. 11 pops the ball over. That's another point for St. Joseph's. They really need to try their best in this set here, or they are going to lose it. It will be 2-2 for the sets. The game is a best of 5, so that will bring the game to a tie, which will be resolved. So another point. St. Joseph's lifting on St. Michael's. 9-point lead for St. Michael's right now. They still only need 4 points to win this game. A spike from number 1. And the ball is fumbled. That's 22 points. St. Michael's to 12 points. St. Joseph's. They need just 3 points to win this game. This set, rather. Number 8 is serving the ball. Amazing serves as always. But not this time. This one goes out and it brings to a 9-point lead. 22 points, St. Michael's, 13 points, St. Joseph's. They need just 3 points to win this set and tie the game. And the serve goes out after the spike, and that brings it another point, St. Michael's. 23 points to 13 points, a 10-point lead. They need just 2 points. It is safe to say that St. Michael's has this in the bag. A tiebreaker game will be needed after this. St. Michael's makes another point. That's 1 more point, and St. Michael's wins this set. They need just 1 more point. Number 14 serving the ball. He's ready. Serve just barely clears the net, but it went. This set is won. It is 2-2. Both teams at 2 wins. One last set will decide the fate of either team. The game just going on over an hour and a half. The crowd is pumped up, and the teams even more so. They are ready for an intense last set for this game. The Jaguars now ready on the left side of the court. Not changing sides as this is the tiebreaker set. The deciding match that will go to 15 points. Both teams are very equally matched. And the game could go to either team in the end. And the Warriors are ready as well, taking their places on the court. One last set to decide the fate of St. Joseph's and St. Michael's. St. Michael's will be on the right side of the court this game, and St. Joseph's will be on the left court, same as before. In the last set, number 1 will be serving on St. Michael's. The game is ready. Number 1 is now going to serve. 15 points is all they need to win this. Either team has it. Number 1, beautiful serve from number 1. It goes backwards, It hits the ceiling. That's a point for St. Michael's. Already taking the lead. This is dangerous. As every time before, when St. Michael's takes the lead, they hold it. Number 1 serves again. Point for St. Michael's. The ball to reach the ceiling. That's a 2-point lead. St. Michael's now dangerously ahead. This could spell disaster for St. Joseph's team this game. St. Michael's serving again. The service just making him over the net, and it goes to a 3-point lead. St. Michael's at 3 points. 0 points for St. Joseph's. They need to catch up, and soon, or this game will be St. Michael's. St. Michael's serving. Number 4 sets it, and number 2 pushes it over. It goes in and gives St. Joseph a single point. They need just 2 points. Just 2 points to catch up. Number 12 on St. Joseph's will be serving. Number 12 so far has a deadly serve. And it kills. Another point for St. Joseph's. 3 points St. Michael's, 2 points St. Joseph's, just 1 point difference. The serve makes it over. It goes back over to the net to St. Joseph's side. Spike for number 2. It's brought back over. Great defense. Number 14 sets it. Number 9 spikes it. And that's a point for St. Michael's. 2 points in the lead. Number 5 is ready. Serve goes over easily. Number 4 sets it. And it's tipped over. St. Michael's. St. Michael's currently at 4 points. St. Joseph's at 3 points. The referee has to consult over that last play. The hand might have gone over the net. We will see the verdict in just a second. Who will this point go to? Will it stay on St. Joseph's side, or would it end up in the hands of St. Michael's? The point ends up in St. Michael's hands. No longer St. Joseph's point. It is now 3-4. St. Joseph's makes another point. St. Michael's at 5 points. The scoreboard was meddled with. It is at 5 points St. Michael's to 3 points St. Joseph's. A 2-point lead for St. Michael's. Number 9 volleys it over. 11 lifts it. That's a 3-point lead for St. Michael's. Just 7 more points and the game is won. Not actually 7 points till the game is won. It is 9 points. I don't know how to count. Number 4 sets it. Number 2 pushes it over right into the face of number 8, where it drops on the floor, giving St. Joseph's another point. 6 points St. Michael. 4 points St. Joseph's. A 2-point lead for St. Michael's. Number 2 serves from St. Joseph's. It goes over into the net. Number 4 tries to save it, and it's not saved. That's 7 points for St. Michael's, 4 points for St. Joseph's. This is a 3-point lead. Another nasty lead, as St. Michael's has pulled before in sets 2 and 4. The ball goes out from St. Michael's, and it goes to St. Joseph's point. 7 points to 5 points. 7 points, St. Michael's, 5 points, St. Joseph's. Only 10 points for St. Joseph's win, and only 8 points for St. Michael's win. Number 8 is going to be serving from St. Joseph's. The service is good. 14 sets it. Number 8 spikes, and the spike is out, bringing it to only a 1-point lead. 7 points St. Michael's, 6 points St. Joseph's so far. St. Joseph's serving. Number 1 with another fantastic spike brings it to another 2-point lead. 8 points St. Michael's, 6 points St. Joseph's. Not many points needed to finish this final set. The game is getting down to its most intense moments. The teams are switching sides, both ready to make their work on this court tonight. As it stands, 2-2 for the set wins. They need just one win on either team to take hold of this game. Number 8 serves from St. Michael's. Good service from St. Michael's leads to a point. 3-point lead from St. Michael's. 9 points St. Michael's, 6 points St. Joseph's. Just 6 more points and the title of winner is theirs. Number 4 sets it. Number 12 spikes it over. Number 14 keeps it in. Number 5. 11 just barely doesn't hit it over the net. And it goes to a 10-point for St. Michael's, to 6 points for St. Joseph's. This is a 4-point lead from St. Michael's. They are nasty when they get in the lead. We have seen this before. Number 12 tries his hardest to spike it, but it's defended. Number 14. That's now a 5-point lead. They need just 4 more points. 4 more points. And this game is theirs. St. Michael's at 11 points. St. Joseph's at 6 points. It's a set. The spike doesn't go over the net. That's 12 points St. Michael's. 6 points St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's at just half the score of St. Michael's. They need to try their hardest here in order to take home this W. A timeout is called. 1 minute will be given to each team to decide what they're going to do next. Both teams ready. Jaguars ready for this game. They're in it to win it here. And St. Michael's Warriors just close behind. That just barely doesn't go over the net. That's 1 point for St. Joseph's, bringing it to an only a 5-point lead. St. Joseph's could use this lead to catch up. Could use that point to catch up. Number 12 serves it over. Number 14 just barely keeping it in. And it ends up in a lift where it brings the score to 12 points St. Michael's and 8 points St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's bringing this lead down. Number 11 serves it over. Great serve from number 11. Number 5 taps it over. They can't catch it. That's 13 points St. Michael's, 8 points St. Joseph's. Just 2 more points. Number 14 serves. Number 1 spikes. It's far out. That's 1 more point for St. Joseph's. They are only behind by 4 points. It ends up in another violation, which actually gives St. Michael's the point. This is a 1-point game. Match point here. Number 14 serves. And it's won. St. Michael's takes home the win for the team. Beautiful, beautiful game here. Amazing from each team. Both teams now giving their thanks to one another in respect. A hard-fought game, 2-2, which ended up in St. Michael's victory.